Shalom my friends, hi, this is Jerusalem Jane coming to you on another Friday. Shabbat is just around the corner and I know that I have been quiet this past week where so much has been going on in Israel and regarding Israel. But if you see here, I'm sitting in a wheelchair. Most likely I will be sitting in a wheelchair for 6 weeks. Some of you know that I had an accident, and not only did I break my foot, I broke off some of the bone in my foot, but I also tore some ligaments. So this is going to be a long process for me to get back on my feet, and that's why I have been a little bit quiet. That's why I'm not out and about and making a lot of videos that I normally would have done. First and foremost, the Benjamin Netanyahus made an incredible speech to the whole world, where he revealed the nuclear plans for Iran, how the Israeli intelligence service Mossad obtained almost 100,000 documents showing how Iran is making nuclear weapons, and how they are breaching the Iranian deal that was made with several countries. So thumbs up to Benjamin Netanyahu, and they got those documents back in February. He met with Donald Trump in March and he shared all of this information with them, the Americans, and then of course it was all written in Farsi, so they had to translate it. It's a lot of work. So Bibi a couple of days ago showed to the whole world that this is the truth about Iran, and that Iran wouldn't know the truth if it hit them in the heads. And we are not talking about the people in Iran, we are talking about the regime in Iran who has no other, their biggest goal is the eradication of the Jewish nation. And the Iranian deal that Barack Hussein Obama was the guy who pushed for was a horrific deal, and the billions and billions of dollars that he paid has funded Hamas, Hezbollah, all of the enemies of Israel, which of course was something that Obama knew. So Benjamin Netanyahu went out and said, this is reality, this is what we are facing. Another thing that happened this week was that Abu Mazen once again just proved to the whole world what a Holocaust denier he is. He actually wrote a book about denying the Holocaust. In case you didn't know, Abu Mazen also funded the terrorist who was killing the Israeli athletes in the Olympic in Munich in 1972, and Abu Mazen, Mahmoud Abbas, is also paying off terrorists who is killing the Jewish people. So he has shown his disgusting, ugly, anti-Semitic terrorist face, and for the first time it's kind of like the whole world is waking up. The European Union, the United Nations, America, governments around the world is out condemning him. The New York Post actually wrote an article saying it's time for him to step down. The only problem is the guy that's going to take over for Abu Mazen is going to be even worse, but then maybe that's what it takes for the world to realize that Israel doesn't have a peace partner. Of course, it's Friday again, which means that they are getting ready now for a new round of confrontations at the border into Gaza. And if you think that this is a peaceful demonstrations, think again. This is something that Hamas has planned. Hamas has tried to infiltrate Israel, sending dozens of terrorists to breach the fence, trying to have people breach the fence into Israel. Terrorists caught with weapons for the intent to breach the fence and kill the Jews. Now they have invented a new form of terrorism. They are building kites, and then they set them on fire, and they're actually putting explosive devices in them, and then they let them fly in the air, and then they fly across the fence, and they hit the fields. All the farmers who is living just across the fence into Gaza, their fields are being burned. So this is a new form of terrorism against the Jewish people that so far I haven't seen anyone around the world who is out condemning, that the Jewish people are now facing fire terrorism, that their farms and their crops are being burned. So that is what we are facing again today. We have seen videos of how they are building these kites, and now the IDF is out saying to people living close to the Gaza border, don't even pick up these kites because there could be explosive devices. So this is another sick, twisted, wicked plan to attack and kill the Jewish people. And yet again, the whole world is silent, only coming after Israel when terrorists who are trying to, under disguise of being peaceful protesters, when they are being shot by the IDF because they are trying to breach the fence. That is the only thing that the world is reporting. So never trust the mainstream media when it comes to Israel. It is lies, propaganda, and it is so disordered from what is the truth. So Jerusalem Jane just giving a little update here from Israel. Like I'm saying, I'm sitting here in a wheelchair, so there is a reason why I'm not out and about. Today we have 30 Celsius here in Jerusalem. It's a huge day here in Jerusalem. The big bike race, Giro d'Italia, is here in Israel for the first time. This big bike race is starting, it's biking outside of Europe, and they chose the Holy Land, that chose the Jewish homeland. So Jerusalem is completely locked down for this big bike race that is kicking up in about an hour. They will be biking all around Jerusalem. And then tomorrow they are starting in Haifa and they are ending in Tel Aviv. And then the next and the last tour here in Israel is down south, where they will end up in Eilat. So we are saying mwah, kiss to all the bike riders in Giro d'Italia. We are happy to see you here in Israel. It's wonderful that you are here. And if I wasn't sitting here with a broken foot in a wheelchair, I will be out and about and I will be making videos. Jerusalem Jane saying Shabbat Shalom here from Jerusalem, from my little apartment. Have a wonderful weekend and pray for all the IDF soldiers, the policemen who is standing guard on the borders here in Israel, who is out patrolling along the border into Gaza, and all the policemen who is securing that this bike race is going to take place safely here in the Holy Land. Kiss, love and hugs, mwah, from Jerusalem Jane. Have a wonderful Shabbat. Bye.